Well, good morning. This is Scotty Scott, pastor of Gospel Way Church in Irvington, Alabama. Just want to sit down and share a few thoughts with you this morning. Every week I try to take a few clips, a minute or two from the sermons on Sunday morning and share with you on Facebook. This week I had some difficulties transferring it from the camera to the computer. So I just want to sit down and share a few thoughts with you this morning about if you want to change your life, you need to change your perspective. You know, I've often said it's not your situation that always needs to change, it's your perspective. Once you change your perspective, then you can allow God to change your mind and change your heart, and then through his leadership he can change the situation. If you have a bad perspective at point A, you're going to have a bad perspective at point B. Why? Because perspective isn't based on the outside. Perspective comes from how you see things from the inside. How you see things in your eyes is determined by what's in your heart. In the book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 20, I'm going to read a verse. And Adam gave names to all the cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. And that's the first part of Genesis 2:20. Now, I want you to realize that God gave him the authority to name the things in his life. Whatever he named a thing, that's what it was. When he saw a dog, he said dog. When he saw a giraffe, he said giraffe. Whatever he named it, that's what it stayed. We have that same ability and that same power in our life. What do you name things in your life? When a situation comes up, if you say, man, that just makes me so angry, guess what? You've named that as something that makes you angry. That just stresses me out. You've named that as something that stresses you out. So your perspective is set by what you call something. So what we have to do is allow God to change our perspective. It says in the book of Proverbs 23 and verse 7, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you're defeated in your heart, you're going to lose the battle. You got to have the perspective that I'm a winner, that I can do this, that I can make it through. And if you have that perspective, and if you follow God, then you can make it through anything. One of my favorite Psalms is in Psalm 73, where David starts talking. He said, you know, I almost slipped. David almost backslid. He said, I looked around and I saw the wicked doing good, and I've been serving God and other people's prospering more than me. I saw wicked people having happy little families and get-togethers, and man, my young'uns is killing folks and going crazy. I'm kind of paraphrasing what David was saying, but he was really upset. But it says a little down in chapter 73 and verse 17, he said, until I entered into the sanctuary. Woo, when he went to the sanctuary, that changed his perspective. When he went in the sanctuary, he began to see things as God saw things. Church, you've got to see things as God sees them. Friend, you have got to see what God sees. Take on God's eyesight. Take on God's perspective. I want you to know what one man's junk is another man's treasure. There might be something in your life that you take for granted. A story I share oftentimes is there might be a little table in your house. You come in, you put your keys on the table. You put your kids put their homework. You lay your Bible there. You take that table for granted, and one day you decide that you're just going to get rid of it and remodel and redecorate. Well, somebody gets your little table. You give it to a friend at church. Somebody you work with, man, they clean that table up. Maybe they recondition it. They make it a showpiece. They put a beautiful vase on top of it, and they hang a picture or a mirror over it. You walk in their house, and that table that you're taking for granted is now a showpiece and a centerpiece because someone had a different perspective. So what is your perspective of everything in your life? Don't just give up. Don't just give out. Look around and get a new perspective. This is Scotty Scott sharing a few thoughts with you today. And like I said, I messed up the video from Sunday, somehow transferring it over. I'm not going to blame it on the computer for the camera. I'm going to blame it on operator error. But I'm glad I could share this with you today. Get a new perspective on life. It's your old buddy Scotty Scott from Gospel Way Church saying, have a great day.